What is up, YouTube? Today, I finally have a dirt bike. I've wanted a dirt bike ever since I was like 15 or 16 years old. That's actually kind of the reason why I started making motorized bikes, is because I could never afford a real dirt bike, and I never kind of really had those parents that buy me stuff. I always had to work for what I wanted. Anyway, so yeah, finally have a dirt bike. How I got this thing was I traded that 6.5 horsepower go-kart. I think I have a picture. Yeah, there it is. There's a picture of it. Traded that for this dirt bike and also that motor, 6.5 horsepower Predator. And when I got this was in pieces. There's another picture. That's what it looked like in pieces. There was the pile of pieces. And yeah, I've been slowly putting it together, figuring out what's missing, and turns out there's a lot of stuff missing, which he kind of didn't tell me when I traded it, but no big deal. I'm not really holding him against it, because I think I got a better deal, because I did look up how much this bike actually is versus how much the go-kart was that I spent on it. So I think I got the better deal. So I'm not really too mad about it. Anyway, it's missing a lot of stuff. I actually today went to MR Motorcycle and had them price everything I need. There's everything I need. There's all the price, and there's the big number at the end of how much it's all going to cost. I ended up buying $70 today worth of parts. That was just the cheapest stuff there. The rest of the stuff I'm going to buy on Amazon, because I know for a fact that I can buy this stuff way cheaper on Amazon, but I may end up spending the same amount of money on shipping. So I need to figure out how much shipping is. So anyway, that's all later. I ended up buying new handlebars, because these handlebars were off of that chopper project that I just put these on here for now, just to make it a little more easier to move around, taking those handlebars off. I bought these handlebars. These were actually $20. I also bought a clutch lever and a clutch cable. The clutch cable comes in tomorrow. I go pick it up. And I also bought a throttle, twist grip throttle that comes in tomorrow also. And the throttle cable is already here, so thank God. That saves me a little bit of money. Also, what I need is a rear sprocket. As you can see, the teeth are almost gone. And also a sprocket on the motor, which is also missing some teeth, and also a chain. I know I can buy those online for $50. I'm not sure how much shipping is. Like I said, I'm probably gonna spend the same amount of money on no matter where I buy them, because at MR Motorcycle, the chain, the sprocket, and everything was $70, and online is $50. So it's probably gonna be the same amount of money. Anyway, also, what is missing is the Kickstarter, the gear shifter, the actually, and the Kickstarter is the most expensive part, believe it or not, and it's actually just $100 just for the lever and that 90-degree angle piece, whatever. And so, plus I'm not even sure if this motor even runs, so I don't want to spend, what was it, $350 on this project when I don't even know if it runs. Don't even know if the clutch is any good. Don't know if any of the gears are stripped out. I don't even know the history of this thing. I don't even know. I know it's a 2005. I know it's a Yamaha yz85 because it says it right there, but I don't even know if it runs, so I don't want to spend a lot of money on this project if it doesn't even run. So what I'm going to do is buy, like I already bought, the clutch, the throttle. I have a front brake. I actually took this also off of the chopper project, which saves me about $100 right here. I also am going to buy a chain, the sprockets, so I can bump start this. Not going to spend the $100 on the Kickstarter. I'm just going to end up bump starting this just to see if it'll start and it'll actually run. Once I know that it will run, or hopefully it will run, then I'll buy the Kickstarter, or I'll just end up bump starting it forever like a cheap person. But so first things first, I just need to make sure this project actually runs, and and I don't need to spend another $500 on motor parts or anything, and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, first things first, I'm gonna try and get all the parts together that I need, and then put it all together, see if it runs. Okay, so for the past week, I've been spending over $200 on parts for this dirt bike, and I believe I have enough to finally see if this thing runs. I'm not going to buy the Kickstarter because, like I said, it's $100 just for the Kickstarter, the lever and that 90-degree elbow, and I don't want to spend that much money on just one part until I completely know that this thing runs and there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not going to have to spend like another $300 or $400 on the parts for this thing just to get it to run. So yeah, I got a throttle, got the throttle hooked up, I got the front brakes hooked up, but I couldn't figure out why they weren't working until I realized there's no brake pads on it. So I bought brake pads for the front and the back, and I also got the clutch lever and the clutch cable all working. So that works, and I also got a handlebar. The handlebar was like 20 bucks. All this here was around 130, 140 bucks. And I just got in an Amazon order for the rear sprocket, the front sprocket, and the chain, and the front and rear brake pads, whichever ones they are. So yeah, I'm gonna put those on, and then I was kind of thinking I don't really want to just put the parts on and then see if it'll run, throw some gas in it. I want to, you know, once I get all the parts on, I'm going to take this whole thing apart, clean the crap out of it, make sure there's no dirt in the engine or anywhere, clean the gas tank, drain the old gas out, because there's actually a lot of gas in there. Can't really hear it, but it's almost full of really old gas, so I want to clean that out. I need to find another radiator hose for one side. I need to find a gas line. I need to fix the muffler system. Need to get some springs to hold it onto the motor. I also need to still fix the rear tire. So there's definitely a lot of work to be done on this, but I believe I have enough parts to finally figure out if this thing runs or not. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work putting the chain on, putting all that stuff on, and then take it all apart again. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work. Okay, so I finally think I have enough parts to finally figure out if this thing runs or not. I've been going to MR Motorcycle, been going to auto shops, been going online, everywhere, buying parts. I've already spent $400 on parts for this thing, and I believe I finally have enough to figure out if it runs or not. I got the rear sprocket on, the rear chain, that sprocket over there, and all that working. Now there is a bit of an issue with the motor. I took the clutch plate off and didn't know what a wet clutch was, and I didn't know that this had a wet clutch, so I took the clutch cover off and a bunch of oil spilled everywhere, and I was like, fuck, what'd I do? Did I break it? And I googled it, and apparently there's such a thing as a wet clutch, and what that means is there's just oil in the clutch housing. And so yeah, took the clutch apart because it wasn't really working. The weird thing is when you hit the clutch lever and you're in first gear, the wheel does not spin freely. It still wants to spin the motor. And all you have to do is jerk the wheel back and forth a couple times, and then it'll kind of free up. It'll kind of slip, but it still really kind of wants to turn the motor. So that's why I took the clutch apart, and that's when I saw that the clutch basket, which I've heard somebody call it that, and I'm not sure if that's what it's called. The clutch basket, the part that holds all the clutch plates, it has a bit of a wobble inside of there. It's this way. It has a bit of a wobble. It's not too big. It's not even 1/8 of an inch, but it's enough to make me concerned that I'm going to have to put a lot more money into this project, and it's not done yet. So hopefully it's not going to be an issue, but I'm really not expecting it to not be an issue. It's probably going to be a really, really big issue that I'm going to have to take the whole motor apart and find what's bent or broken, replace it, put it all back together, and then it may run. But it also doesn't go into gears 4 through 6. So that may also be an issue. I'm not sure if it just has to run for it to do that. Again, don't really know that much about dirt bikes. This is my first dirt bike, so kind of a whole guessing game, a lot of Googling, a lot of asking everyone at MR Motorcycle what the hell's going on. But well, yeah, I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue. It's probably going to be an issue. Probably going to have to spend another $300 into this project. But I guess it's well worth it because it is a $2,000 bike used, what I've been told. But what else? So yeah, I don't really want to start it right now. Just put water in the cooling system, you know, put some oil into it and start it. I want to take the motor apart, clean the air intake, clean the gas tank. The gas tank has really old gasoline in it. But you know, I really don't want any dirt or oil going in where it shouldn't. And so yeah, first things first, now that I've got every part that I need, now it's time to take it all apart and clean it and then put it all back together and then jump start it and see if it'll run. Because I don't have a Kickstarter, I have to jump start it. But yeah, time to take it apart, I guess. Okay, so I was just in the process of taking everything apart and cleaning the stuff that I didn't want to clean, which is the carburetor, the air intake, and gas tanks outside that's drying out, and all that other stuff. And I wanted to clean the inside of the water cooling system, so I didn't want to, you know, risk that there was any dirt in there. So what I did was I took my air compressor, put the hose down in there, pushed some and I pumped some air in there and found a leak. I'm not sure. I'm really hoping it's the gasket, but you can see right there, there's the leak. So yeah, the leak is like on this seal right here where this head comes off. So I was kind of hoping to do you know, before I take apart this motor to fix that problem with the whole clutch, I was hoping to start this thing and see if it'll run, but it looks like I can't do that now. I gotta take the motor apart now and fix that problem, and I know a gasket set for this motor is $50. So while I'm in there fixing that gasket, I might as well fix that problem, just to be safe and also save me some time. I was hoping to do a test ride in this video, part 1, but that's not going to happen because it's going to be a long time before I get this thing back together. So I'm going to end the video right here. Part 2 is hopefully going to be me putting this back together, test riding it, and hopefully finalizing everything I need to get this running. So yeah, thank you for watching, subscribe, and have a nice day.